Today I'm going to show you how to create a powerful automation that combines OpenAI's language capabilities with enterprise-grade address validation. We'll use Zapier's MCP to connect OpenAI's Responses API with Service Object's Address Validation 3 API. By the end of this tutorial, you'll have a system that can intelligently process unstructured address data and return perfectly standardized, validated addresses. MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. Think of it as a bridge that lets OpenAI connect to external tools and APIs. Instead of just answering from its training data, MCP allows it to expand its capabilities, like being able to validate addresses with Service Object's Address Validation 3 API. Let's start with our Service Objects account. If you don't already have a production license key, you'll want to obtain a trial key for the Data Validation API of your choosing. Today we will be demoing with Address Validation 3, which validates and standardizes US addresses. Now let's create an API key for OpenAI to use the Responses API. Go to your API keys section under your profile. Create a new secret key and give it an appropriate name. Remember, never share this key publicly. Copy the key and paste it somewhere you can grab it from later. Now we will set up the MCP in Zapier. This is what makes the magic happen. Navigate to the Zapier MCP dashboard and create a new MCP server. For the MCP client, choose OpenAI API and give your server a name. In the Configuration tab, click Add Tool and search for Service Objects. Choose the API that you have access to. In this case, we are using Address Validation 3, Get Best Matches operation. If you haven't already created an app connection in Zapier for your Service Objects license key, you'll want to do that. Once that is established, go back to the Configuration tab and click on the three dots next to your selected tool and click Configure. You'll want to make sure that the selected account is the one that you just connected. You can also specify trial or production for your environment depending on what type of key you have. Save these changes and then click on the Connect tab. Zapier provides code examples for calling the OpenAI Responses API in a few different languages. We will choose the Python example. Paste this code into your IDE of choice. There are a few more steps to get this working. In the directory where your Python code is, create a .env file with this format and paste your OpenAI API key into it. This method ensures your API key is secure. Save this file and then go back to your Python. There are a few more lines of code I will add to make this code function properly. First, the code that will read the API key environment variable, then some code to enhance the prompt for usability. Create your Python virtual environment in your IDE, install the required packages, and then we can test this out. In your terminal, call on your Python file and include the address you'd like to validate as the input. Let's use the address for the White House as our example. The request takes a moment to process, and the result will display in your terminal in a summarized format. There are lots of possibilities to enhance this code, such as having the input be read from a CSV file of records instead of an individual address request at a time. That's the power of MCP. OpenAI's Responses API becomes more than a chatbot. It's an AI assistant that can interact with any API. Service Objects offers an entire suite of different validation APIs: phone numbers, emails, geocoding, even name validation. With this integration, your AI assistant can check phone numbers are real, validate international addresses, or enrich contact data, all in real time. Get started with their free trial with 500 transactions to test it out. Links in the description below. Thanks for watching!